My name is Tamu Thomas. I'm the founder of a brand called Live 360, and my mission in life, my divine calling, is to help women, particularly in their late 30s and 40s, but also beyond, to get unstuck, stop people pleasing, connect with who they really are so that they can start living a life that feels joyful. I do believe that it is possible for us to live from a space of joy, and that can guide us through all of life's eventualities. When I talk about joy, I'm not talking about happiness. I think that we have a tendency to conflate happiness and joy. And for me, happiness is a momentary high. It's a fleeting moment, whereas joy is a stable place from which to live. And people consider it to be a really frivolous thing. But let me tell you something. When you are experiencing life's challenges, operating from a place of joy helps you go through those challenges faster. Not dismissing, not avoiding, just knowing that this too shall pass and being able to ground yourself in a feeling of joy. And when I talk about joy, I'm talking about something that is I got this quote from a website called Theopedia, and it really encapsulates what I think about joy so well. So, joy is a state of mind and an orientation of the heart. It's a settled state of contentment, confidence, and hope. My goodness, how delicious is that? What a gorgeous place to live from. So, today, I am going to be talking about play. I love the world of academia, and I also love the world of spirituality. And there was something that I was really curious about. I did a positive psychology course, and within that course, we looked at the happiness graph of life. And I noted that there was a really steep U-bend as we approach our 40s. And that U-bend lasts and doesn't start to ascend until we start to approach our mid-50s. And I thought, this is not right. This just feels totally wrong, because I believe that we have things within our gift, we have things within ourselves that can assist us to live a life that is joyful through all of our seasons. The first thing is to accept that we're getting older. We're supposed to grow and evolve just like the seasons. We're not supposed to stay the same. Life becomes more serious, we have more responsibility, and we're often stuck in the middle at this phase of what is known as a care sandwich. We have the people below us, whether they're our children or younger people within our families, and then we have older relatives that we sometimes assume care for, and that's becoming more of a reality. Within that care, within the seriousness, within the responsibility, there's no joy, there's no fun. We seem to save fun for those moments when we're on holiday, when we are escaping from our lives, having fun, and then returning back to dreariness, seriousness, and responsibility. In my musing, I thought, well, hold up, wait a minute. There is nothing about being serious. There is nothing about being responsibility that says it should be boring. Now, if you look at the stats, when we approach this age, our hormones are changing. We're entering a second puberty, but we're not having any fun. Because I love academia, I did some reading, and I came across studies done by Dr. Stuart Brown in America. Dr. Stuart Brown founded the National Institute for Play in America. And in his studies, he found that play is the opposite of depression. Now, if you think about a lot of the conditions, the ailments, the dis-ease that impacts us during our midlife, they are linked to low vibration depressional thoughts. Now, I'm not talking about clinical depression. I've got a background in social work. I understand clinical depression. I am not talking about those sorts of things. I am talking about the malaise we tend to experience in our midlife because there is just no joy, there is no play. So, My invitation to you is look at how you can add more play into your life. Now, I'm not saying that we should all run to the park, but we could do. I do it on a regular basis. My method of play is roller skating. Now, positive psychology research says that we are in flow states, we are in conditions where we feel like time has stopped, we're at one with the music, nothing else matters, we're mindfully, fully engaged, mind and body, in a task when we are using around about 80% of our physical and mental capacity. Where do we do that most? Play. Look at children playing. Think back to either your children when they were younger, or think about younger children you know. How many times have you come across a child that has almost wet themselves, or perhaps even wet themselves because they were so engrossed in their play? Or you're calling a child for ages and ages and you think they're ignoring you, but they're not. They are just so engrossed in their play. It becomes a total body experience. When was the last time you had one of those? When was the last time you played just for the hell of it? Not to entertain, not because you had to, not to appease. How can you play? Now, I'm not suggesting that everybody dons roller skates like I do, but I really invite you to think about how you can play. I've probably said that about 60 billion times, but I think it's really, really important. Play could be going out for a nice meal with your friends and having beautiful, long, meaningful conversations. Not moaning, because that's what we have a tendency to do, but actually taking some time to appreciate what you have in your life. When you live from a space of contentment, of hope, of confidence, when that is the orientation of your heart and your mind, it becomes easier and easier to do. Now, initially, this feels really alien because it's not something that we're used to, but it's like a muscle. With practice, we get used to it and do more and more and more. Board games, doing a puzzle. It is winter, autumn going into winter. And I know you may think, oh my goodness, I'm going to look really silly when I do this. But what about going to the park and just kicking the leaves? Do you remember doing that? So, my middle years Monday people who are watching me today in my kitchen, I invite you to think about how you can increase or how you can begin to play on a regular basis. I am telling you now, the impact on your life will be profound. I hope you've enjoyed this. Bye.